Hello, and welcome back to your Fat Wallet podcast. I am Jaime Elizondo, your host at Real Wealth Ranching, where our focus is on helping you achieve maximum profits while improving your land the fastest with the correct grazing of your livestock. Today, I am going to talk about why do some pastures heal faster than others. Have you ever observed when you are regenerating your land that some pastures simply do better than others? It may begin with greener, larger grass growth near manure patties, and then this greener, higher growth of grass starts to spread across your pastures. In March, I was in New Zealand with Andy Bonney, the owner of a large farm in the North Island, and he asked, "Why is the grass much taller and greener where there are manure patties in the pasture?" The usual response will be something like this: "Oh, that is due to the nutrients in the manure." But I pointed out that near the trees, close to where we were standing, all the grass was taller and with much higher production than out in the pasture far from the trees. Next, I pointed out that the taller and higher output from the green spots was spreading out across the pasture, uphill. And then I recalled my own experience with this exciting question, because if we could increase production across every square yard of the paddock to resemble what we were observing near manure paddies, the already high stocking rate he had could be increased 5 times. Back in Katy, Texas, when I was managing a few grazing properties, I noticed the same bright green grass producing up to 8 times more grass per square yard near the manure patties. Luckily, I took pictures of the whole process and will share the results with you. It is exciting because it's how nature operates. And it all starts with soil life. And soil life is restricted by overgrazing because overgrazing results in shorter roots. Overgrazing creates a shallow hard pan and severely limits the growth of mycorrhiza. We need to realize that without mycorrhiza, plant roots are limited in exploring the soil. Mycorrhiza allow the plant roots to explore up to 30 to 100 times more of the soil to extract nutrients and moisture. Okay, back to the manure patties and greener grass. I observed that cattle avoided grazing where the manure was fresh due to the repugnance of their species manure. And this allowed the grass to grow taller and the roots to grow deeper. Why did this not happen before? Because they had been rotationally selective grazing before I started regenerating the land in that property in Waller County by implementing the total grazing program. So what happened when we stopped overgrazing caused by rotational selective grazing? The mycorrhiza's hotspots started spreading across the pasture until every square foot of the pasture increased their productivity 3 to 5 times with taller, greener, higher quality grass. And we didn't need to spray, fertilize, or feed more hay. And we achieved this with double the stocking rate compared to selective rotational grazing, while we also saved around $300 per cow per year on hay. Now let's go back to New Zealand with Andy Bonney and his question. Sometimes we learn more by asking questions. So I asked him, why is the grass greener and taller where there is old cow manure? He replied, it's from the nutrients in the manure. Okay, then why is the grass taller under the trees? I don't know. Maybe because of more cow manure there? So we went to check and there was no cow manure there because this is New Zealand where it never gets hot. Then I pointed out how the green spots near the old manure paddies were spreading up to 10 or 20 square feet from the original manure spot. Then I shared with him my experiences in Katy, Texas, on my farm, and also on my farm in the dry tropics of Mexico, as well as the farms of many of my students. Immediately, he started putting his many herds of livestock together to minimize overgrazing on his large farm. And the happy ending is that by minimizing overgrazing, now he is achieving much higher grass productivity to the point where he needs more livestock to consume all the grass he is producing, and this is his winter. He's in the southern hemisphere. Wouldn't you like that? You can achieve significantly higher grass production simply by changing your management. And it's all about understanding how the beautiful symbiosis between grass, livestock, and soil work together. It is a virtuous spiral. And it all starts with minimizing overgrazing, allowing your soil to breathe, allowing your grass to adequately recover before grazing it. Simple. And this aligns with plant physiology and how long-lived soil carbon is built by your grass when you stockpile it, and how grazing was total before man around 50,000 years ago. You can read my paper on plant physiology and see how our total grazing program is supported by plant physiology. This will enable you to make better decisions in your grazing management by following nature. And remember, plant physiology is nature. You will be able to make faster, more profitable decisions without stress by following nature, understanding plant physiology and how long-lived soil carbon is created when you stockpile grass to have standing hay for the difficult seasons of the year. This paper is also available on my website, rwranching.com, under free resources. Friends, we're talking about soil life. We're talking about natural processes, not about spending money. For every dollar you save when you increase grass production by following nature, you will need to get $5 from increased production with costly inputs. Please stop spending money on expensive inputs. Keep that money in your wallet and become a Fat Wallets member. Knowledge is power, power to be free from costly inputs and to reach the level of profit your family deserves. This will give you money to buy the things you need, time to enjoy them, and you also need health to enjoy life to the fullest. These three things, when combined, create real wealth for you and your family. Conclusion and recap. Some pastures heal faster than others. Why? Soil life, mostly mycorrhiza, helps your forages access more nutrients and water in your soil. This soil life is cut short by overgrazing, which is regrazing a forage plant before adequate recovery and shortens roots. To minimize overgrazing, we need to have fewer livestock groups, one or two, and that will make your life easier. We need to be keen observers to understand what is happening in our soil. And the best observations usually require time, so we need to focus. Or we can learn from others and relate their knowledge to our own observations. We can also study and learn from scientists, but we need to know what the right question is to get the correct answer. Another aspect, trees usually have an abundance of mycorrhiza, and you can increase your grass productivity 3 to 5 times by minimizing overgrazing and implementing the total grazing program. Please read my paper on plant physiology at rwranching.com/plants and my paper on how to build soil fertility by stockpiling grass at rwranching.com/soilcarbon. Access is free. For every dollar you save by following these guidelines that follow nature, you will need to get $5 from increased production via high-cost inputs. So keep your money in your wallet and become a Fat Wallets member. Break free from high-cost inputs, including hay. Remember, our goal in real-world ranching is to maximize your profits while you improve your land the fastest. Visit www.rwranching.com to download my free papers on long-lived soil carbon and on plant physiology. Please read them with fresh eyes. Let them challenge what you thought you knew. Then try it in your own land and watch what happens. Sign up for my weekly podcast. Join the Total Grazing Academy. Come into the Fat Wallets community. And above all, enjoy the ride. Because ranching gets a whole lot more fun when your grass is green, your cows are happy, and your wallet's getting fatter. Thank you so much for listening today, my friends. May God bless you and your ranch and your livestock and your family. Until next time, keep learning, keep grazing, and keep building real wealth.